Member Gregorie.
The first question is, and this is to the committee, how did Novak go about identifying the three? What was that process?
Ms. Novak did not get into great detail. She has had contact, I believe she's had contact with all three and has used them in other professional capacities in consulting engagements.
But she has some familiarity with them. So they didn't do an RFQ or anything like that, okay. The second question is, we're going to identify the scope of work. We haven't identified that yet. If we haven't identified that yet, how do we know that they're qualified?
Well, because she sought out firms that had experience in audits of police departments regarding racial bias.
Oh, you had to talk to John. You had to line
Yeah. And I think specifically in terms of this issue of traffic stops, whether they're investigatory or not, and how that plays out with the issue of racial bias.
But just as a follow-up, Mayor.
That was the primary.
Sure. And reading the piece that I think you presented to council at our last meeting, I was taken back just a bit because it does appear as though we're only going to be looking at stops. I thought that we were going to do a little more broader look at racial bias in, well, I'd like for it to be citywide, but within the police department. Okay, so the scope will go beyond just stops, is the question I'm raising.
If that's what the community process allows, yes.
Hey, Mom.
Just before you call a question.
Councilmember Gregorie.
Yeah, I can almost write the report now, seriously. And why I say that is I think that our chiefs are smart enough, okay, to analyze the situation for themselves, because of these allegations, make some changes, and I'm going to conclude that the result of this study will show that perhaps a couple of years ago, because I don't know how far back we're going to look at the data, okay, that there might have been a problem. But in the last year, year and a half, there is no problem. So I'm just not sure what this exercise is going to give us, because if given all the clamor and issues on this, I mean, we got very professional people who will look into it themselves and find out who perhaps these people are that are doing what we're alleging is discriminatory and take care of it. That's a smart thing to do. So I'm going to support the wisdom of the committee, but I can almost tell you now the results of the report.
So lack of confidence. I can assure you that good recommendations for improvement.
I hope they do.
Our performance improvement process is all about in anything that we tackle. They find good recommendations for us to make a better police department, the way we treat our citizens. I'm all for it.
And my statement has nothing to do with Novak, per se. I'm just saying, just based upon all the clamor about this stuff, I'm sure it doesn't exist now.